Christianization of the natives preceded the formal colonization of the Philippines and made a treaty of alliance with Magellan and the Cebuanos in 1521. Magellan told the natives many things concerning peace and that he prayed God confirm it in heaven. Convinced, the natives all joyfully entreated the captain to leave them 2 men, or at least 1, to instruct them in faith. However, when Magellan told them that he could not leave them any, if they wished to become Christians, our priest would baptize them, and that he would next time bring priests and friars to instruct them in our faith. To this, they answered that would first speak to their king, and that they would become Christians.
In 1636, practically all the town of Palawan had embraced Christianity in retaliation for Spanish inroads and to preserve their independence, religion, and culture. The Muslims continued to attack Christian towns and villages. The Moro raid, as early as 1602, a squadron of Muslim vessels attacked Cuyo and its neighboring islands. The raiders injured, killed, and kidnapped about 700 people. In 1632, Fray Juan de San Jose, prior of Cuyo, was kidnapped by Muslims. He was held hostage until a ransom of 2,000 pesos was paid. On the 20th of June, 1636, Cuyo was again attacked by Muslims. They brought with them many natives as captives. They burned the town before leaving. They attacked Corregidor Diego de Alves and Manuel Frias, a Spanish national. The Muslims returned in 1732 and landed in Cuyo, but failed to overcome the station because the people fought back and stood firm in their defense. In the summer of 1637, Taga of Sultan Kudarat with a force of 4 Wangas ransacked the Cuyo church. In 1602, the Kumukones or Orang Tadong of Borneo attacked Calamianes. Moro raiders' attack escalated during this time period. During these times, a lot of people died. Notably, 3 priests were killed by Muslims. Jesus Maria died of gunshots. San Agustin clashed with Campian, and San Nicolay languished in captivity.
Forts and garrison of the province of Calamianes. Below are some of the evidences from the fortification of the Spanish missionaries, which serve as defense nets and settlements from the perceived enemies of the Spanish hegemony. The Philippine Chronicles of Fray de San Antonio describe each fortresses according to its location. The fortresses were located in Cagayancillo Agustinian, Taytay, Forza de Santa Isabel, the Dumaran Wood Church and Wood Watchtower, the Silanga Wood Church and Palisade, the Paragua Stone Fort, now presently known as Puerto Princesa, and lastly, the Linapakan and Cuyo Pentagonal Fort. Of these fortresses, one of them stands out, namely the Cuyo Pentagonal Fort. It was built without the cost of the royal treasury and was built of stone, shaped as a square, and had 4 spacious and strong bastions at each of its corners. Within the enclosure of this fort are the church and convent, and numerous amount of houses because all the natives of the island took shelter in there in the event of an invasion. The maintenance and necessary provisioning of the garrison are most important in the fight against the Moro pirates of that area, who have always been wary of getting near it.
Spanish motives towards centralization. The notion of tripartite division wrought by the entry of Spanish colonialism is visible in early accounts. The Dutchman Van Neck set anchor in Cuyo on the way to China has discovered 596 Paraguayan natives to be paying tributes to the Spaniards. The Italian Carreri wrote in the year 1696 that power is divided between Borneo and Spain, but that in the interior of the islands, the people lived as wild Indios, recognizina ng authority. The Englishman Draper, ahead of an expedition intending to conquer the southern parts of the Philippines in the year 1750s, has described large parts of Paragua as under the jurisdiction of the Sulu. The Joloan settlers as full antipathy to the Spaniards, but the Cuyonons are docile and more attached to the Spaniards. By the beginning of the 19th century, Spanish administrative and spiritual control was well entrenched in the southern part of Paragua and in the Calamianes. With Muslim raids continuing a large territory still to be subdued, there was much to be desired by the Spanish. Internally, there also was a cause of concern and anxiety. The parish priest of Puyo, Fray Pedro Gilbert de Santa Eulalia, discovered in the year 1805, after 6 months of investigation, that about 2/3 of the natives were still vigorously observing pre-Hispanic rituals, an action that has ruffled the feathers of the Spanish Church. With the spread of Christianity within the islands, the locals have made ways of preserving their own culture and religion. A case can be made for nativist assertion within the framework of Christian acculturation. Cuyonon life rituals have continued, but with Christian names. The rice cycle and various festas are examples, showing that the traditions and culture that have been passed down from their ancestors have not died.
Muchas gracias por mirar. Espero que hayas aprendido algo.
Hasta otra vez.
Adiós, amigas, amigas!